Good morning, world. How we doing today? Happy corporate sponsored holiday. I think most of y'all refer that to as Valentine's Day. Oh my goodness. It is an absolutely beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful. Man, I was watching I record the local news. I like Channel 11. And I record it in the evenings and usually watch it the next day. That way I can fast forward through the sports and the commercials. But I saw a couple of things, and they're quite irritating. On the news last night, Channel 11 News, there was this guy who got put in jail for 9 days because of tickets he's got for feeding feral cats, for simply feeding some animals. They locked him up and put him in jail. Now, of course, he chose jail over paying the fine, which is his choice. But to have a fine in the first place, to be fined, I think it was Gainesville. Does that sound right? Gosh, I'm not watching it now, and I've already deleted it. But he got fined. And I mean, that's all he does. That's a joy for him in life, is to go feed the less fortunate. And in this case, that less fortunate were cats running around in the back alleys. Oh man, what is this world coming to? What is this world coming to? It's horrible, horrible, horrible. That was another story. The GMO apples. Now, some company up in Canada has come up with a genetically modified apple that should be in stores by 2016 that doesn't brown, doesn't bruise, you can cut it, doesn't brown, etc., etc. I mean, it sounds good on paper, but, why mess with perfection? There's a reason why the apple decays. There's an absolute reason for it. And why would you mess with that and take a chance on ruining the foods of the earth with genetically modified organisms? It's insane. It's insane. And I don't remember if I touched on this yesterday or not, but I was watching a show on vaccines yesterday. It was it wasn't a documentary. It was on free speech television. If you got cable, or if you've got a DirecTV and you've got free speech television, I encourage each and every one of you to watch that. Watch as much of that as possible. There's a lot of good programming on free speech television. A lot of good information. And I was watching this one show, and they were talking about mercury in vaccines. And they were saying, vaccines are not bad. Vaccines are good. It all depends on what you feel about vaccines. But putting mercury in vaccines as a preservative, thimerosal or thimeridol, or I can't remember what it is. Their suggestion, and I'm with them on this. Instead of taking the multiple dose vaccines, where they can take a dose after dose after dose and provide it for the individuals, taking the single dose vaccine, which still quite possibly might have mercury in it, but nowhere near the amounts that preservatives used in the multiple dose vaccines. And I encourage each and every one of you to do your own research. I've always done that. I've always encouraged y'all to do that, but do your own research on vaccines. What really irritates me about what I was listening to on that was the fact that the vaccine companies are absolutely free from lawsuits. The government has said, you get poisoned, or you get infected, or you get, if the vaccine does something bad to you, oh well, tough shit. You've got no recourse. no Seventh Amendment right. You can't, sue the vaccine companies. And I think they made their own government judge and government attorneys for some kind of recompense for certain people, but they're not allowing any discoveries or anything, and you have a right to this information. And the government just says, oh, well, no, you don't. Because we're Big Brother, we're your daddy, we're your mama. We tell you what to do. We control and manipulate you, and you're just fucked. Well, fuck you, federal government. Oh my gosh. It's for that, if not for anything else, for that alone. You set up a system in which you practically force people to get inoculated, vaccinated, and depending on their situation. Hell, there's people that are in social services, and their children are they're taking money from the government. In other words, for their children are being forced to vaccinate. They don't get a choice. You don't do it, you're off the program. And what's really bad, what really upsets me the most, is that they've fixed it on vaccines. They've made it where the multiple dose, where you've got up to 10 different vaccines in one shot. They've made it where there's no thimerosal or thimeridol, whatever it's called. I can't remember. The Mercury Based Preservative is not in those for the young children. For 2 months old, a year old, 2 years old, et cetera, in the United States. But get this, around the rest of the world, especially in the poverty-stricken countries and stuff like that, oh well, fuck them. Is that not sad? Yeah. Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, we'll use that mercury-based preservative in theirs. Oh my goodness, just the gall of our world and what they think they can get away with and what they do to us. And how we're blinded to it. How they use the media, corporate run media, and they just blind everyone to the truth. And it's a sad, sad state of affairs. Well, I'm going to let you go, guys. I truly do love each and every one of you. Truly and deeply I do. Carpe diem. And as always, catch you on the flip side. Ha ha!